everybody, welcome back to Wacky Wednesday number 24 on the Mana Leek. I'm John as always, and today we're going to get wacky. We've been doing Cube and Triple Fate Reforged and other things where we still tried to win. We were doing something out of the ordinary, but we were still trying to do well. Today we're not going to try to do well. We're going to play with a rule. We are going to play the Raredraft. If we see a rare, we must take it and must play it. So odds are we're going to be a 5-color deck. We're going to have hopefully a whole bunch of good rares and hopefully no Ugin's Nexuses or anything like that. This draft queue for some reason is emptying as opposed to filling up, but I'm going to jump into this and I'll see you guys for Pack 1 Pick 1 where we're picking the rare regardless of what it is. Alright, here we are for Pack 1 and well, our rare is an okay one. It's Sandstep Mastodon. It's expensive, but it's pretty decent. And green is a color I'd like to be in because we're probably going to need things like Map of the Wastes and Enoch Guide. We're going to probably highly value these dual lands as well. But we don't have a choice here. We're going to take Sandstep Mastodon. If this were a real draft, I'd probably still just take it. I'd have to consider Bathe in Dragonfire, but I think I would just take Sandstep Mastodon. I haven't played with it yet, actually, but I have seen it played, and it looks like a lot of fun. But we have no choice. We're taking it, and we're playing it. Alright, so no rare. So if we don't have a rare, we do get a free pick. We get to take whatever we want, so we don't have to, take an uncommon or something and, play with an absolutely garbage deck. But the deck probably won't be good. But we have to make a choice here. So we could just take the land in 2 colors that we're not in yet, but we probably will be in. We could take the Enoch Guide. That would get our color on top, and it keeps us green. We could take the Just Powerful Reality Shift or Shockmaw Dragon. Shockmaw Dragon's powerful, but it's expensive. Or Sandblast or Sandstep Outcast. There's a lot of good choices here for what we're going to try to do. I think I may just want to take the removal because I'm going to need it because we're going to be playing a janky deck. So I guess, yeah, we'll just take the Reality Shift here. The Sandstep Outcast is calling to me, but I think Outcast is amazing, but it's amazing when you're building a deck that actually works, and we're not going to be doing that today. So we'll take the Reality Shift. No rares. Of course, in Fate Reforged, the rares generally are the correct first pick. Whisper of the Wilds is going to help us get some mana going. It doesn't fix our mana, but it does ramp our mana. Looking at other stuff here, there's not too much. There's a Lotus Path Djinn, but that's kind of in the realm of Sandstep Outcast, where that's a great card, amazing card, probably the pick in this pack if I was, playing a deck where I would be able to confidently cast that on turn 4. We're not going to be that deck, so I think we'll just take the Whisper here, the ramp. The nice thing is we could be green-blue throughout Fate Reforged if all of the rares do get first picked. It would make for a boring, wacky draft if that were to happen, but I think we'll see some rares getting passed around in Pack 2 and Pack 3. Well, no, there's a rare. Scroll of the Masters, and we're going to play it. Luckily, it's colorless. I don't know how many non-creature spells we're going to be casting, but we have to take it. We have to play it. I'd obviously much more prefer the Dragon or the Surveyor, but Scroll of the Masters, in it goes. Alright, so nothing here. We've got a Battlefront Crew Shock, which I guess goes with Sandstep Mastodon, kind of. Otherwise, we've got a Blossoming Sand, a Map of the Wastes. I feel like we can probably get a Map of the Wastes when we want it in the next few picks. So maybe I'm leaning more towards the creature that we can cast. It's not a great creature in this deck. We're probably not going to be a super sufficient counter deck, but yeah, I guess we take it. I'd like the Reach of Shadows, but I don't want to jump into colors before we know that we have to be in those colors. So yeah, we just take that Battlefront Crew Shock. Well, there's the Map of the Wastes I was thinking about, but there is a right into being. And I think I'd prefer that a little bit more. Follow that up with a Whisk Away. That seems fine. Let's take that. Well, green-blue dual land seems pretty good so far. Otherwise, we've got Ethereal Ambush, Enhanced Awareness. Yeah, let's take the dual. Alright, so here we have that Map the Wastes finally, although we could just take the right into being, which I think might just be better. Because, I mean, it's obviously not as solid of mana fixing as Map the Wastes, but Scry can help you get to those lands that you need, so I'm perfectly happy taking that. Rune Mark, probably no. Windscarred Crag we really don't need yet. Best card is Harsh Sustenance. We're not in either of those colors yet. Well, we could be starved for playables, so let's take the Rune Mark. I guess this would be the place that I would try to play it on Wacky Wednesday, but hopefully we don't have to. Winds of Calcysma is okay. Fog obviously is not great, but the Fog with Ferocious is actually pretty good. And it's going to be the pick here. Archers or Enhanced Awareness? Well, let's go with the Enhanced Awareness. Draw some more cards, draw into our bombs that we're hopefully going to have more than just this one. But we'll see. There's the Map of the Wastes I'm finally going to take. Well, hey, 2 blue cards. That's not bad. We're not going to play either. But let's take the one we don't currently have. And a Goblin Boomkeg, which we're not going to play. It's colorless, so we wouldn't have a problem casting it, but I also don't really want to cast it. Alright. Of course it would be Dragon Throne of Tarkir. At least this is very borderline playable compared to Ugin's Nexus. I'd much prefer to take the Wind Scout, the Awaken the Bear, but we gotta take the Dragon Throne. So Dragon Throne is toughness, power. X is the power. So we could throw this like on Sandstep Mastodon or something and give things 5/5 and trample. Yeah, well, we don't have a choice and we gotta play it, so let's take it. At least it doesn't strain our colors either, so that's pretty good. That's my rationalization for Dragon Throne and Scrolls being in any way okay. Alright, so these are going to be the packs where we're probably going to start getting rares passed to us, because they won't be on color or things like that. Hopefully they're good ones. Hopefully they're not Ugin's Nexus, or can't think of any other truly awful ones just yet. It would really suck to get something like, I guess a Mardu rare when we're not even slightly Mardu just yet. Trail of Mystery. Well, we are green, so let's take it. So maybe we want some face down guys. We've got 2 right into beings, so that's something. We have 3 creatures though, so that's not something. We're gonna need to get some of those. So I'm gonna prioritize morphs if I can. No, we gotta take a Deflecting Palm. So we're going into red-white. So that's fun. That is fun. Let's get rid of that Jeskai Rune Mark. We're not going to play that. The Winds we might not play. The rest of this I think we'll probably play. Deflecting Palm. Didn't necessarily want to see that. I'm not a big fan of that card. I know some people were super upset about me taking, I think, a Monastery Swift Spear over it, or something over it. Maybe it was a Valley Dasher over it, actually, which is maybe a questionable call, but I do not like Deflecting Palm. I think it's nearly as bad as Fog. So no rares, so we get a choice. So we've got a blue morph. We've got a blue defensive morph. I kind of like the blue defensive morph, actually. Sagu Archer morph as well. Hopefully we can get the Archer or the Stalker back. But yeah, I think we'll take the Dragon's Eye Savants, because we're going to be heavy-ish enough into blue that we'll have blue cards to reveal. So yeah, let's take it. No rares, so we can take whatever we want. Force Away, Savage Punch are kind of our picks. Neither are creatures, which isn't that good. I don't know how heavily I want to splash white to take a Bondkin. Maybe I want the Bondkin to go with the Crew Shock. Yeah, let's take the Bondkin. We'll go, can't even remember what this color combination is. Bant, I think. Highspire Mantis, that goes with our red-white. We have to splash red and white heavily, though, for it. Could be good, though. We have the Map the Wastes. Otherwise, we're looking at Treasure Cruise, Awaken the Bear. None of those are creatures. So yeah, let's take the Highspire. I don't want to go this heavily into red as well. So maybe we just take the Archer here. Yeah, let's take the Archer. Let's move that to the 3-drop. Didn't I get another 3-drop somewhere? The Dragon's Eyes. Bring Low pops us into red more and is a great card. But I think we want red to be the splash and for us to be Bant otherwise. So possibly just the Harrier. Yeah, let's take that. Not much here. Stubborn Denial. Maybe we just take the black-red duel. Yeah, let's take that. We may not end up black, but you never know. Roar of the Challenge I quite like, so I'm going to take it. But we would want a lot more creatures. Tuscolosodon is expensive. Maybe we just take another Sage-Eye to combo with Trail, because if we get enough Morph with Trail, we can kind of get all the colors we need. So yeah, let's take the Sage-Eye. Scout the Borders. I don't think I'll play that. Let's take it, but let's sideboard it for now. Savage Punch, sure. Teamer Banner, sure. So I'm at my deck now. Let's get rid of that Winds, actually. So I've got one more playable spot. So we can start kind of tuning more. Well, a Windswept Heath, I'm fine taking that. That's got to be probably 3-ish tickets. And helps our mana as well. I wouldn't mind getting that Falconer or that Sandstep Citadel. But yeah, Windswept Heath. We have to take it, we have to play it, and I'm not at all sad about that. Ooh. There's the Mardu rare I was talking about that I didn't want to see. So we're taking and playing Mardu Ascendancy, so we're going to splash black. So that's fun. The other downside is any more rares that I take have to replace cards that I maybe want to play. Good old Wacky Wednesday. Alright, so I'm iffy about maybe Enhanced Awareness. I'm iffy about... We have so few creatures, maybe a Savage Punch. There's not much that I'm super iffy about in this deck. I guess maybe Roar of the Challenge if we don't have many creatures. So yeah, kind of those 3 cards. Well, we get a Teamer rare, which is kind of okay, because we're green-blue already and splashing red. Avalanche Tusker is the can't block guy? No, the must block guy. Right. Well, we don't have a choice. We're taking it. Let's cut the Enhanced Awareness for it for now. So what do we have here? Rugged Highlands could be just the pick. Hooting Mandrills is a creature, but I think we maybe just want the lands. Yeah, let's take the lands. We're going to be creature light, but that tends to happen in this wackiest of Wednesdays. Maybe we take... Ooh, Loxodon, actually. Loxodon with the morph stuff. Yeah, I like that. I like that a lot. So, Loxodon, goodbye. Roar of the Challenge. Or Roar of Challenge, rather. Well, green-white land. Teamer morph. a red morph, a blue morph. So we're only splashing black for one card, right? Yeah, Mardu Ascendancy. I think I might be okay with Snowhorn Rider, because, yeah, if we can morph anything, we can go and get the lands that we need with Trail. Yeah, let's take Snowhorn. And cut Savage Punch. We're getting more creatures, but I still don't really know if I have enough to confidently play Savage Punch when I'm playing this other jank. Glacial Stalker, I guess, is another morph. Just try to overwhelm them with morphs. Yeah, let's take it. Gonna have to find a cut for that. Rugged Highlands, sure. So I'm gonna need to cut. I guess we have to sort by rarity, don't we? I'm gonna need to cut, preferably not a creature. So maybe, oh, I don't want to cut the Whisk away. Up here we've got Embodiment, which could help us get a land, but I don't know if I'm going to consistently get the green, so let's just take the Swiftwater Cliffs. Here, I think we'll just take the Blossoming Sands. What is my cut going to be? Maybe I don't need the Map the Wastes if I have Trail of Mystery. Yeah, that sounds good to me. I mean, it doesn't sound good to me, but it sounds reasonable in this situation to me. Canyon Lurkers. 1 red, 2 red, 3 red, 4 red, 5 red. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 white. I don't know that we're playing that enough red to really justify playing Lurkers. We'll take it, but I don't know if we'll play it. We'll take none of these, so let's get rid of Trumpet Blast, I guess. We'll play neither of these. Let's get rid of Sandbar, Jeskai Banner, and a land. Alright, so there's our pile. Let's, I guess there's no point in pulling these morphs over right now. We're going to get resorted in a second here. I don't think I want any of my sideboard in. The Lurkers, the Punch, are what I'm kind of leaning towards. Maybe even the Roar. Lots of dual lands, so that's nice to see. Yeah, I don't think we'll add any of those. A lot of our non-creature spells are stuck in our rares. Scroll, Deflecting Palm, Dragon Throne, Mardu Ascendancy. And those can't be taken out, so let me actually group these. So, where are 3-drops? 3-drop, 3-drop. One of those Sage-Eye Harriers maybe can go. Because I think I'd prefer a Canyon Lurkers over a Sage-Eye. Maybe not, though. Yeah, rare, 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 rare. So, no Scout the Borders. Roar of Challenge. Still not quite what I want to be doing. Map the Wastes. No, I think we're okay. Savage Punch. I'm really torn on the Savage Punch. I don't want to be stuck in the situation where I don't have a creature to use it on, because 13 is pretty light. You can figure 14, 15 off the right, but there's a decent chance of those being 2/2s and nothing else at all. And I don't know that I'd want to replace any of these things for Savage Punch, and of course I can't replace a bunch of them. I could replace a Write, a Whisk, or a Reality Shift. And I don't think I want to do that. Creature-wise, I can't really look at replacing them for non-creatures, so we'd be looking at just as Canyon Lurkers here. And it's really kind of considering Canyon Lurkers for a Sage-Eye Harrier. 1/5 flyer for a 5/2 on the ground. You know, I feel like lurkers are the best when you're in an aggressive deck and you can get in for 5 on turn 4. And we're not going to be an aggressive deck, so I think maybe I do keep the Harriers in. So let's see what the basic lands say. 4/4, 1/3/6. Alright, we're going to throw in the caves, the sands, the highlands, the cliffs, definitely the falls. The heath we have to throw in. And then what's it going to say? 2/2, 1/3/3. Trail only gets basic lands, right? Yeah, it only gets basic lands. So I guess if I need the black for Mardu Ascendancy, although I don't even know if I'm going to need Mardu Ascendancy. I'm not going to be a super attacky deck. So I'm unsure about that one swamp. Maybe we just need the Bloodfell Caves. Green, we've got 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 sources. Red, we've got 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 sources. Islands, 2, 3, 4. That seems low. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We've got a lot of 7. We've got a lot of blue mana symbols. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yeah, I think we want to pitch that swamp for another blue source. And then we've got 2, 3, 4 white sources, which sounds good, I think. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 white. Yeah, I think that's our mana base. It's something for sure. That's what happens when you do a rare draft. They're fun. You get to play with some cards that you maybe shouldn't play with. But yeah, there's our deck. Let's combine these groups, get it all sorted up, and I will submit this, and I will see you guys for round 1.